Welcome back, this is Steering from Mysterian Gaming. Today we're running the dungeon, Shattered Halls. Now this was actually a top dungeon, I guess you'd call it a max level dungeon, back in Burning Crusade expansion. Like I said, there was a lot of tough mobs, a lot of... group pulls were pretty big. It was pretty demanding that you had the gear and the experience and the skill to handle this. Even now, when you run it as a low level, it still can pretty much get you, even when it's time walking. I've seen plenty of groups get overconfident, especially in time walking, and they just destroy the group.
I require a target!
Now you see, there's actually a couple gauntlet runs in here. You could call this the first gauntlet right here.
Next warrior, step up! Hold them back at all costs! Replacement, quickly! Odin! Mathuraka!
Now this room was a nightmare. And honestly, the ad you want to focus on is his Legionnaire. Because he has an aura, and also he has the ability to call in reinforcements. And in this room, you were pretty much guaranteed to at least pull 2 extra mobs off these hammocks here. At least. If you didn't burn down that Legionnaire fast enough. Now there's actually 2 paths to this boss here. This door here, which you need a rogue to open. Rogues could pick this lock, but if you had no rogue, you would have to take this way, which since we're shaman, we're gonna go this way. Now these mobs do suck, honestly, because they give you a movement debuff that stacks to where you're pretty much almost not able to move. Now, you couldn't do what I just did back then. You would literally have to keep fighting them.
Beg for your pitiful
work your way
life.
up. But you always had a respawn of these little slimes coming. Now,
Run, coward! Run!
to start this boss fight, you technically need to...
Beat him mercilessly. His skull is as thick as an ogre.
I need to target
That's what I was
something
saying.
first.
Technically, you could just go up and fight him, but to really initiate it, you just have to kill the 4 mobs.
Don't waste your time on that one. He's weak. Thank you for saving me the trouble.
Now, this guy was pretty easy until we hit phase 2.
So fun.
Phase 2, he does a whirlwind until you beat him. And that's where basically range would have to show what they're made of. Because if melee tried to attack him while he's doing his little blade storm, you're going to take damage. So everyone had to resort to range attacks. And try to burn him down that way. Now here, on occasion, there's a hidden rogue here that will try to stun lock and kill you.
Invaders have breached the defenses!
Here's the next gauntlet you have to get yourself through. Since we're actually on heroic, there's another boss here too.
Archers, form ranks!
This guy right up ahead of us.
Aim! Fire!
On normal, he actually is the boss. He's just a different mob, but on heroic, he's actually on Heroic, there was actually a quest chain that involved you to run the 3 top dungeons, which was Shadow Lab, I believe, Shattered Halls, and Alcatraz. This one, once you beat the first boss, you have a 55-minute timer to get to the end, kill the last boss, and save some prisoners. And pretty much, there's that rogue I was talking about. Now, as I was talking about, even on time walking and everything, you can easily get from the first boss to the last boss in under 20 minutes top. So you could always loot them. And the mob that was guarding the ads you need to save would drop down some primal items. But only one person got to loot them. And back then, primals were a pain in the butt to get, honestly. Certain ones, you had to be in a certain area to farm in. Sometimes there's too many people there trying to farm them. Nowadays, it's pretty easy to get them. Like I said, a lot of people buy the old, if you craft old expansion equipment, you could actually sell them for a good amount of gold, especially on my server. That's why right now I'm actually planning on crafting the Core Hound gear. Get it for myself, and then craft a bunch of the extras to sell. Now this guy, second boss here, well the third boss on Heroic technically. This guy was pretty much a tank and spank, but he has a thunderclap that slows you, but also partway through the fight, he just randomly changes aggro and goes after a random person, and the tank cannot get them off him. You just have to hope that person
It's all your fault.
until he switches back to his primary tank.
Hate you.
Now consider this a small type of gauntlet, because there's actually a lot of hidden rogues in this area. About 3 to 5. Like, see, there's one right there. Reason I can see him is because I'm max level, so, and he's low, so I'm actually able to see them. These guys are pretty nasty. They actually can cheap shot you, zap you. Basically the same thing a rogue would do to you, but you just had to be careful. I still like seeing to the day that seeing people get cocky enough just run in there and then just get destroyed, honestly, by them. Now this is the last boss here. He's pretty much tank and spank, but during this boss fight, he'll do a blade dance where he pretty much runs, he like just speeds up around the room doing attacks. But also you gotta worry about here, because ads actually spawn in during this fight. And if you pull him and someone's like, say, right here, there's gonna be 2 ads that spawn right here on the initial pull. If someone's standing too close to them, you're aggroing them and you're just bringing additional fight ads into the fight than the other ones he would summon. Let's see if they spawn.
Urgent horde! The only horde prevail!
Nah, he killed him way too fast. Now, back then, this was the ads you have to kill before that timer ran out on you. Like I said, he drops some decent loot. Well, that was pretty much Shattered Halls in a nutshell, guys. This has been Asterion from Asterion Gaming, asking you to please like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video.